Been live on the air since this happened shortly after 8:30. And if you're just joining us, 3 officers shot, a 4th officer injured after serving a search warrant in Southeast D.C. And we're going to stay on the air as police continue to work to get that suspect out. We'll be right back.
And we continue to follow breaking news. 3 Metro police officers shot, another injured during a barricade situation that continues to go on this hour. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Corey James. Police are saying that this all happened with a search warrant for animal cruelty charges. We have team coverage this afternoon. DC News Now's Candace Cole is outside the hospital at MedStar Washington Hospital Center, where those officers have been taken, all with non-life-threatening injuries.
And let's go back to DC News Now's Tosin Fakile, who's been at the scene all morning long. Tosin, what else can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you, very heavy police presence. That has not changed at all. A lot of police cars here on the scene, police on foot and in their vehicles, walking back and forth, driving back and forth on the street. Let's paint that picture for you. This is the scene right now. You can count, I counted at least 20 police vehicles on Benning Road right now. That has been this scene. It's been over 3 hours, very active. What we know right now, confirmed information to us, there is an active barricade situation still playing out right now at this hour. We're told shots still possibly being fired right now. How did we get to this point? Well, police tell us that there was a warrant that was being served at a home dealing with cruelty to animals, and they say as officers approached the door, shots were being fired at them. And like Corey and Mark said, the 3 officers were told were shot. Their injuries non-life threatening. A 4th officer was injured, not shot. We're told all 4 officers were taken to the hospital. So let me tell you what we've been looking at right here. That armored vehicle has been parked here for a little bit. It is still parked here. A little while ago, there were about 9 officers in tactical gear by that armored vehicle. We saw them walk away further down the street. Closer to the left side of the street is where we've seen them walk. We've seen officers in tactical gear. We've seen officers in their regular uniform. We've also seen several police vehicles here. We've seen United States Park Police. We've seen K9 MPD vehicles here, and just the regular MPD vehicles. If you're looking at your screen right now, all you can see, as far as the eyes can see, is just police cars and police lights. That's all we have seen. I can tell you right now, this is a very busy area. It's a residential area as well. There are homes to my right and to my left. And since we've been on the scene, I can tell you, if there are neighbors in their homes right now, not many of them, very, very little, if any, have come out of their homes at this time. And this is why this is the closest we can get to the scene right now. And because of that active barricade situation, police want people to stay in their homes and stay as far back from the scene. This is why this is as close we are to the scene right now. The other thing that you have to think about is the fact that there's a school on the street that we know of, and there's schools that are close by as this plays out. Before I send it back to you guys, about an hour ago, I spoke to a woman who had just got back from physical therapy, and she was telling me she was trying to get back to her home. She lives on Benning by G Street, and she can't because this road is blocked off. So this is a huge police parameter out here because of this officer-involved shooting. It's a story we're following. We'll keep you up to date as we learn more from police. For now, we're live in Southeast by H Street and Benning Road. I'm Tosin Fakile. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tosin, thank you. Let's head to DC News Now's Candace Cole, who's outside the hospital, MedStar Washington Hospital Center. Candace, what are you learning?
Good afternoon, Mark and Corey. We are outside of Washington Hospital Center, where those 3 officers who were shot earlier this morning were taken for, we're told, non-life-threatening injuries. I did speak with D.C. Police Union President Gregory Pemberton, and he filled me in on their injuries. Now, basically, one of the officers, all 3 of the officers, by the way, are male. One of the officers was struck twice in his bulletproof vest, once in the chest and once in the lower back. The other 2 officers were struck in their lower leg. Again, they are all expected to be okay. There's also a 4th officer who was here who was also injured, but I'm told that his injuries are not gunfire related. Pemberton kind of speculates that maybe he was injured leaving the scene trying to get away, but that's mere speculation. Like, we do not know at this point what causes injuries or what those injuries are, but we do know that they are minor. We also know that the officers' loved ones have been connected with them here at the hospital, so they are by their loved one's side here. I'll step out of the way, and I do need to say I was mistaken a bit earlier, but we are right near the emergency entrance here, and we've seen quite a bit of foot traffic, not necessarily officers per se, but we have seen some ambulances, go back and forth and folks coming in and out. There's also still a bit of a police presence here, not as much as earlier, of course, but there are still some police cruisers hanging around. But that is the information that we know of for right now. And so we will continue to bring you the latest information as we get them, especially on any updates regarding the officer's condition. Back to you guys.
All right, Candace Cole, thank you very much. Corey, we want to update. Earlier, we had several schools that were on high active alert. Right now, only one school remains on high active alert, and that's Garfield Elementary School is the only one right now on high active alert. So we certainly wanted to get that information out to those who are concerned about that.
All right, let's get right to DC News Now's Randy Bass, who is live along the area where this very large active scene is, where a number of DC police officers are, along with the tactical teams and specialized units are as well. Randy, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Corey, Mark, still extremely active here along Benning Road near 46th Place in Southeast. We're just outside KIPP DC School, where students were escorted inside by police this morning as parents tried to drop them off. The school day right now continuing on as usual as dozens of officers sit outside awaiting additional information. We're hoping to get more information from them here over the next hour or so. We talked to police about 30 minutes ago saying that we could expect another bigger update with additional information hopefully here sometime in the next hour or so. Now at the top of the noon hour, this situation, this very active barricade situation, now extending into a third or fourth hour at this point. Again, just recapping what we know, 3 officers were shot as they tried to execute a search warrant earlier this morning. 4th officer was injured. That officer has minor injuries right now. We know police still trying to resolve that barricade situation. We're here right now outside one of their mobile command units. We're seeing lots of officers, detectives, and officials come in and out of this mobile unit throughout the morning. Officers are the only people coming in and out of this neighborhood right now. Neighbors we talk to are frustrated because they can't get in and out of the neighborhood and out of their homes, as the police chief's saying everybody really should stay away and stay inside as a matter of public safety. Those same neighbors we talked to are just rattled over everything that's happened here on their block. Take a listen.
What could it be that this many officers are coming? What could it be? I mean, it can't just be a fire. It's too many police. I'm thinking of domestic. No, it's too many police. It's like, what could it be that it's this many police? So I had to come outside to find out.
3 officers shot just down the street from your house. What do you make of that?
It's troubling. It's troubling to know that people use guns so loosely. First of all, I don't know what state of mind he was in. So it's just troubling because, there are kids everywhere. But I mean, as you can see, we're literally right next to a school. So for this to be happening and all the kids in that building right there to know why, it just don't make no sense. It's just like, how do you explain to your child what's going on? You can't hide it from them. They're seeing it. They're walking right past.
Yeah, troubling is the word that we've heard used most often today from neighbors and parents here in the area as they try to come to grips with what's happening here on this very block of Benning Road, not far away from where the main active situation is happening. That very active barricade situation is happening just down the street on Hannah Place Southeast. Those parents I talked to earlier today tell me they're going to have very difficult conversations with their children about what they saw and what they may have heard about what happened today. Corey, Mark, back to you.
All right, Randy Bass, thank you. Let's head over now to DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg. Daniel, what are you learning this hour?
Mark, we have been talking with neighbors in this area all morning long. A lot of people who didn't know what was going on, who live on the street where this is happening, who couldn't get home, and they are just expressing their frustration at that aspect of this. And of course, talking about the fact that those 3 officers were shot and injured. You can see there continue to be police vehicles driving up and down Benning Road here, which is completely shut off to cars. Of course, as everyone has been saying, the police chief has been telling people to stay indoors and not come to this area. I did talk with one man who lives right over here on the left-hand side of Benning Road here as we pan the camera over this way, not too far from this scene. He says he was woken up this morning to what he heard about 20 gunshots.
Oh, that's terrible, very terrible. Too much is going on around here now. We got to make it better out here.
Any idea how to make it better?
Well, we got, it's hard to say because everything they come up with seems like it's not working. They got to find something to work. The mayor or somebody have to find something to work out here.
And you live in the area?
Yes, I do.
And so, of course, a lot of people shaken up in this neighborhood, not expecting something like this. As you heard that man say right there, he wants to see something change. To see somebody shoot at police is very disheartening, of course, to a lot of people in this neighborhood. At the moment, again, people are staying away as the police will be on here on scene for several more hours at the least. We're live in Southeast. Daniel Hamburg, D.C. News Now.
All right, Daniel, thank you. And Corey James, you started this coverage earlier this morning. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's certainly sad to see. I mean, we definitely have been covering it all morning long for the past more than 3 hours. We have team coverage, as you just saw, Daniel Hamburg there, Randy Bass also there, Tosa Fakile there as well.
Candace
3
Cole.
Officers. Candace Cole as well. Yeah, she's live at the hospital where those 4 officers were taken. According to police, this all started, though, with a search warrant for animal cruelty. An investigation that they were joining with the Humane Rescue Alliance. And they say that that's when the suspect, who was barricaded inside a home, then fired shots, shooting at least 3 officers who were struck with non-life-threatening injuries. Those officers taken to the hospital.
And Corey, those police officers tried to execute that warrant, and that's when they tried to gain, according to police, they tried to gain entry inside of the home, and that's when the suspect opened fire, shooting those 3 officers. One, I think, was shot in his protective vest, and I think maybe the other 2 were shot in their legs, and then the 4th officer was injured but did not suffer gunshot wounds.
And it shows the importance of some of that gear that the officers do wear. Certainly protected them. Again, the 4th officer who was injured, not shot, just minor injuries, but they were all taken to the same hospital. Police Chief Pamela Smith said to everyone in that community, in the neighborhood, Benning Road and Hannah Place, to stay away, to stay inside. And speaking of that neighborhood, let's go back live to DC News Now's Tosa Fakile, who has been live all morning long. She started a coverage off this morning shortly after this all happened. Tosa, and what can you tell us at this hour?
Well, I can tell you, started to see a few more people coming out wondering what is happening here, Corey, or what happened here. And a lot of them is really just shocked that they can't believe that not only did a shooting happen, but people were shooting, or someone was shooting at officers. And like I was telling you guys all morning long, this is a residential area. There are homes all around me. This is not a place where it's just businesses and nothing happens. This is a place where there are homes everywhere. People walking, driving, and these are things they cannot do at this hour because the entire road is blocked off for several blocks following that shooting. And the scene hasn't changed much since the first time I spoke to you guys, probably closer to just after 9 this morning. And like you said, what time is it? 12:15. So coming up on what, 3+ hours, close to 4 hours of this very active scene here of what we've been looking at, and this scene hasn't changed much. Let's see if we can count these cars again for you. This police cars, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, about 20 cars, and that's all I can see, and I'm pretty sure they go further back down that road. The other thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to ask my photographer, Tim, if you can zoom into that street sign right there, that street sign says Hannah Place, and Hannah Place is where that shooting that police responded to, that's where they are. Now, whether it's Hannah Place to my right or Hannah Place to my left, that is what we are not sure of. Well, my photographer is telling me it says the 5,000 block is to, if you're looking at your screen, to your right now. But honestly, the effort from police hasn't necessarily, I can't tell you from my vantage point where that effort has necessarily been concentrated on. That armored vehicle further up, I know probably an hour or so ago, there were 9 officers in tactical gear, the emergency response team or SWAT team, if you want to call them that. They were by that armored truck. The truck was open. There was about 9 of them standing there. And then a few moments ago, they walked away further down the road, a little closer to the left. And that's it. So I can tell you for the last maybe 30 plus minute, we haven't seen a lot of movement. And by movement, I mean seeing officers walking around. But the constant movement we see is what you're looking at right now. Officers driving back and forth on this road right here, like what you're looking at right now. This officer leaving the scene at the moment, leaving the scene. And this is what we have seen all morning long, a lot of police cars coming back and forth. And like I told you guys a little earlier, we've seen several law enforcement officers in this area. What you're looking at right now is it seems like this gentleman walked past the tape. We should never do that, especially in a situation like this where that barricade situation is active. This is what they do not want right now. It seems like this gentleman seemed to walk past the tape and police had to drive up to tell him that he has to find a way around. And that's another aspect that people might not think about. And like I was telling you guys, this is a residential place. A lot of people live around here and a lot of them cannot get to their homes right now because it's taped off. This wide parameter is taped off. And as you can see, that's why they're walking this gentleman back behind the tape. This is something they don't want you to do. Walk past the tape and to this direction. And obviously, like Corey was saying, the police chief's telling everyone to stay away, be safe. From the moment they sent that first message on the social media platform X, police has said everyone should stay away for safety reasons. And we believe that shots were still being fired off as this barricade situation continues. And at this point, we're hoping, or one can only hope, that there is negotiations happening at this moment to bring this this situation to a resolution, and hopefully one that doesn't involve any more shots being fired at this time. And this is part of the reason why you're seeing a lot of police vehicles a little further away from the scene, because they can monitor to make sure nobody is walking past the tape like they're not supposed to, and to make sure that people stay far behind the tape like we are. And this is the closest we can get to the scene. Police just want to make sure that people are safe. And just so we can recap for you, 3 officers shot, 9 life-threatening injuries, 1 officer injured, but not through a gunshot. That all 4 officers were taken to the hospital. We're covering every angle of the story to keep you guys updated. Corey and Mark, I'll send it back to you.